NBI Director Melvin Matibag's testimony in the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte was touted as a would-be bombshell. But today, just like the previous two witnesses of the prosecution, Director Matibag simply maintained that the statements of the VP against President Bongbong Marcos were serious, though he added that the alleged threat is also still active. Mobile journalist Merrimon Reyes followed Matibag's testimony at the Senate today. Merrimon, go ahead.
Says NBI Director Melvin Matibag testified earlier that the agency no longer treats the Vice President's alleged statements as just mere threats, but as a confessed possible plan to assassinate President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. He said any threat against the president is also a threat to national security, as it could lead to public disorder, instability, and the destabilization of both the government and the country. This was the primary reason why, aside from the 2024 probe, the NBI created a special task force in April this year to further investigate the alleged threats. Due to the broad scope of the investigation, urgent need to address the alleged threats and the potential impact this could have on the stability of the government. This was further reinforced by a video from April, a live broadcast of a Rage Coalition rally where Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte, the VP sibling, was heard saying, quote, "Isang ulo lang naman ang kailangan namin, ang ulo ni Bongbong Marcos." Matibag described this as a kinetic force, saying that people who heard the alleged threats were beginning to repeat similar statements, especially since those involved belong to the same family. He also noted that the live broadcast of the rally was viewed by around 691,000 people. The NBI also observed similarities between the mayor's remarks and statements attributed to the Vice President's November 2024 online press briefing and other similar statements regarding the president. According to Matibag, these developments suggest that the alleged threats were serious, active, and ongoing. The NBI also used the following as basis in factoring the VP's threats. First, pattern of violence, as seen on a played video from 2011 where Duterte, while she was still Davao City Mayor, punched a sheriff carrying a legal court order for a demolition at least 4 times. Matibag also read portions of the affidavit of self-confessed Davao Death Squad member, hitman, and retired police officer Arturo Las Cañas, narrating how Duterte is part of Oplan Tokhang's architects, allegedly ordering the kidnapping of supposed illegal drug users or criminals and burying them in quarries to avoid being exposed by the media. The next criteria satisfied by current information would be the gravity and seriousness of the threat and identity of those concerned, given that it involves the two highest positions in government. Duterte's possession of several firearms, her family's financial capacity and networks could also enable the alleged killing plan, Matibag pointed out. And if the president is removed from office or passes away, next in line is the vice president. This is also one probable motive that the NBI sees. Says meanwhile, during the cross-examination of the defense to Matibag, Attorney Mark Binluan questioned the NBI director's personal knowledge of the NBI's probe in 2024. Matibag answered he has no personal knowledge regarding this, given that he was only appointed into position this February 2026. However, he clarified that he read the investigation report, and Binluan also asked Matibag if the NBI is also investigating the supposed unaudited confidential fund of the president as alleged by the VP. Matibag said if there is enough evidence, the agency will not do a double take. He also said President Marcos does not have any role in the NBI's probe. Says.
Merrimon, isang tanong na matagal nang inaabangan ay na masagot ay kung meron ba talagang nakausap ang bise na umano'y papatay kay Pangulong Marcos at ilang miyembro ng pamilya niya. Naimbestigahan na ba ito ng NBI, Merrimon?
Tess, ang nasabi dyan ni Director Matibag, meron silang persons of interest who could lead them to the supposed etong individual na kinontrata ni VP Sara para doon sa assassination plot. Pero dahil ongoing daw yung investigation, yung verification nila, hindi nag-divulge ng specific details si Director Matibag kasi it may compromise yung ginagawang paghahanap ng NBI. Pero ang malinaw sa ngayon, meron silang persons of interest who carry details possibly leading dito sa supposed contracted individual na pumayag naman daw. Says.
Merrimon, tinututulan ng defense ang affidavit ni Arturo Las Cañas, yung dating self-proclaimed member ng so-called Duterte Death Squad. Bakit nga ba hindi ito notarized? at tinanggap nga ba ito ng impeachment court?
Ses nag-present kanina yung ito ngang affidavit nila sa Cañas, pero ito rin daw, nilinaw nila, ay submitted din sa International Criminal Court or ICC. And ang sinasabi ni lead prosecutor Jervy Luistro, hindi daw na necessarily na kailangan notarize yung ipinadala nila sa ICC. Pero nung tinatanong itong specific document talaga na hawak ni Matibag, ang nasabi ni Matibag dito, it is relevant daw sa continuing investigation ng NBI, itong special task force nila, noting that it is considered in establishing a pattern of violence. Kumbaga ito yung outsourcing na ginagawa nila bilang bahagi ng ginagawang investigasyon. Ito ay tinanggap naman ni Presiding Officer Senator Chisa Escudero, pero nililinaw na yung mga sasabihin ni Director Matibag patungkol dito ay may kinalaman lang sa ginagawang pagre-review at pag-investigate lang ng NBI at hindi raw sa pagpapatotoo ng allegations na nilalaman ng affidavit nila sa Cañas. Ses.
Mary Mon, may bagong schedule ang paglilitis simula pagkatapos ng SONA. Ibahagi mo sa amin itong bagong schedule.
Ses, bale ang mangyayari Monday next week na pag-usapan din ng mga senator dyan sa kanilang sinagawang focus dahil may State of the Nation address si Pangulong Marcos, walang impeachment trial Monday next week. Tuesday next week wala rin dahil counter SONA naman daw, part ito ng tradisyon ng minority pagdating sa SONA. And then Wednesday, tuloy ang impeachment trial pero iba na ang schedule. As agreed, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. na ang schedule ng impeachment trial proceedings. Ito na yung applicable August onwards. And then ang session sa Senado, that also includes the committee hearings and such, 4 p.m. onwards na. Pero ang sinisiguro naman ni Senator Escudero, may breaks naman daw at lunch break for call of nature at para makapagpahinga-hinga at makakain din itong mga tao nandito sa impeachment trial. Ses.
All right, thank you for your reporting, mobile journalist Mary Mon Reyes.